Hey guys, it's Danny. Long time no see, am I right? Well, this is the first video that I'm actually filming in a month and a half. I'm still not yet completely recovered. I could not be bothered to be glamorous today, so this is what you get. But today I wanted to show you a little bit around my garden, which you can see a little bit behind me. I'm sitting here because this is the only place that is shady at the moment, and I have some privacy. The garden is still kind of bare, things need to grow, and yeah, this is the view for now, but I'm gonna try to find better angles because I do want to start to post more gardening related videos as well, which is something I've always tried to do on the channel. Some of you who are older on the channel will know I tried hibiscus, roses, pelargoniums, plumerias, and the videos are actually doing okay. Like in time, they do apparently help people or attract people, which is great. The problem is, where I used to live on that terrace, nothing would grow. Everything would just die off because that terrace was just a slab of concrete, wasn't even ground level. It got so hot in the summertime, nothing survived. Nothing, like literally nothing. Here, this is such a different story. Like, I have a breeze right now. Wow, there was no breeze there. It was just 5-6 degrees Celsius more than everywhere else. So plants would always die. I could never keep anything alive, and I couldn't irrigate them properly either because I would flood the people below. So yeah, things are just so incredibly different now. I've been starting to play with this garden for the past weeks, and already things are just so different, and I'm just so excited. And yeah, I just want to do some gardening content as well throughout the orchid content. Maybe go back to 3 videos a week schedule, maybe put it on a Wednesday, you know, a gardening thing, because I have so many things to do. And the garden right now is bare, as you will see, quite bare. I need to fill it up. But it's summer, it's hard to plant stuff. Anyway, so I'll take you on a little tour that I filmed this morning. I will narrate over because in the morning right now, it's the only time that I can film. Any time else, it's super sunny. It's like blazing sun, and it's still like 36 degrees Celsius outside. So no, I'm not going in the sun to film. The quality would not be good either. But I filmed in the morning. I'm going to show you what plants I planted so far. And if you have suggestions for me, I'm all ears. Keep in mind, I live in a subtropical Mediterranean climate. It's very arid and hot in the summertime. Rain comes in the winter, only winter. So the things that I can grow here are very different from the things you normally see in gardens. There are plants who do good, and I'm gonna point them out. Most plants that you know about and probably have in your garden, they do not survive in this climate. So think Las Vegas, Nevada, those type of climates, but it actually does rain in winter, and it goes pretty low temperature wise, but never freezing. So that's the type of environment I have here, and everything that says full sun, it burns here if I put it in full sun. So I have to work a little bit with what I have. Anyway, you can see that I'm already like, it's hot. Oh my goodness, it is hot. Can't wait for the winter. But I just could not wait to plant stuff in the garden. You don't plant stuff in summer here, but I had to. So yeah, I'll take you on a tour, and we'll come back for the outro of this video. Alrighty, first of all, excuse any echo you might hear. I'm working on it. I know it's horrible, but okay. So on this row, I'm not entirely sure what I want to plant yet, but I know this garden needs to attract pollinators, especially butterflies. The bees will be very attracted to the citrus trees, but I want butterflies in my garden. And in this area, I plan on one side to have different flowers, and on this side, some vegetables, some tomatoes, maybe bell peppers, a few vegetables that I've always wanted to grow. And in the middle, you can see there is an alley that has a brown pebble. Yeah, that one was supposed to be a walkway, but isn't it a waste of space? So I might plant something there as well. So in order to attract butterflies, here we have some pentas. The pentas are usually in flower shops here in spring. Now nobody has pentas anymore. This is what I could find. They're a little bit sad, but I want some butterflies. They're evergreen in my area, and even though they look a little sad now, they will look better in autumn. They look a little bit burned, and this is something you will see with some other plants as well. You don't plant stuff in summer, but I just couldn't help it. I had to plant some stuff, and yeah, some stuff burned, but they'll get used to it. Now in the middle, I have a hibiscus. I love hibiscus and I tried to grow them so many times, and there are so many beautiful varieties here that I have to have them. And they're one of those plants that can actually tolerate full sun. They would be happier in part shade, but you know what? I think they will do okay. This one, you see, it's burned, but the new growth on it looks green, and this is a full sun position here. So I do have hope that they will do okay even in full sun. But this one might get moved to a different part of the garden. Maybe I'm gonna put something else here. I've not yet decided. It's so overwhelming right now. I've never designed a garden. I don't know what I'm gonna put where. But for now, that's what I have on this alley. I might go ahead and put some blue bushes here, I don't know. Now in the back, one of the plants that I know I want to have in my garden is a bougainvillea. Now this is what I believe to be a dwarf bougainvillea. My best friend gifted me a pot with 2 bougainvilleas, one magenta and this whitish pinkish one. She thought they would grow together and they will look very nice. They will, climb together. But that one looks very different than this one. I feel like this is a dwarf variety, which stays a lot shorter, creates more of a bushy thing, compact bush. So I decided to put it here because again, it's one of the very few plants that can take any amount of sun you throw at it. And it doesn't need a lot of water, it doesn't need a lot of fertilizer, it just grows without an issue here in Cyprus. And not only in Greece and in Italy as well, all the way throughout the Mediterranean, bougainvilleas are at home. They're not native to this area, but they grow so well in full sun, and I just love them. I've always wanted to have a bougainvillea. My husband is a little afraid of the mess, but I'll take care of it. Now this here is a plumeria, and it's actually my oldest plumeria. It's the pink one that some of you might remember from my videos. I got it 8 years ago, and here she is. Doesn't look so great. At some point I moved it from the terrace downstairs because it was just too hot. Things don't survive on that terrace, and it was kept in very deep shade and it didn't bloom for a while. I tried to acclimate it a little bit on the terrace to sun, but it still got a little bit burned. It's okay. Plumerias here grow in full sun and they develop into the most glorious trees. They go through the winter here. She will be absolutely fine. I don't know if I want to plant her in the soil or keep her in the pot or where I'm gonna plant her. That's why she's in the pot right now, because I'm not sure. I don't know how I want this garden to look just yet. I've been here for a month and a bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So for now she's in the pot, but this is my oldest plumeria, you guys. There she is. Not looking good, she's a little burned, but she will be okay. No worries, she's gonna look fabulous next year. And this is my second oldest plumeria. This is a white plumeria that I got 1 year or so after the previous one. This is a white one that is more fragrant than the red one or the pink one. And again, she suffered from the same issues, but she looks a little bit bushier, right? So these two are my oldest plumerias, and I'm thinking to do some experiments, maybe with grafting them and maybe create a tree that has multiple flowers or types of flowers. I've seen videos. I'm excited to do some experiments on plumerias, but for now they sit here in full sun and in pots. Now this alley, this will be interesting. I plan to have roses here. Roses are again the type of plant that just grows here in full sun. Given in the summer it might look a little bit bad, but with a little bit of pruning and a lot of watering, they can actually bloom in the summer here as well. The blooming season in Cyprus for roses is spring and autumn, or winter actually, more than anything. Summer they look a little bit, but I think I can take care of them. And here is my first tree. This is a lemon tree. It's a Eureka variety, which is supposed to bloom and create fruit 2 times a year, and already it has new growth. And yes, he's a very tiny little guy, but he will grow into a beautiful tree. I have to prune those branches, no worries, I will prune them. He will grow into a beautiful tree, which I hope will provide some shade to my very, very incredibly sunny garden. But he's been planting here for 2 months, so it's gonna take a while for these trees to grow and really create some shade. Right now, he's a little tiny and thin, and he was attacked by some very hungry caterpillars, which I saved, and I'm growing. I have an entire video about them, you'll see. But yeah, some branches have been munched, sadly. And here is my second tree. This is an orange tree. It's a Maryland variety. These are the varieties that the people at the garden centers told me to get. So I got. This one actually has fruit, and they will be ready somewhere in December for eating, which is very exciting. I really wanted to have some trees in my garden, and with citruses here, you can't go wrong. They can take the full sun and the heat. Another thing is that I'm inland. This is the worst to be because things are so hot and arid and colder in the winter. So coastal areas can get away with more plants than I can, but with citrus you cannot go wrong. So in my garden I planted 3 citrus plants because I know they will do well. Other trees that are suited for my garden, I don't think they will do well. So I went for citrus because I know for sure they will be okay. This one will need shaping and pruning as well, but he doesn't have new growth yet. So I'm waiting for the fruit to develop, and then I will prune the bottom branches. Now on the rose alley, initially I wanted some lantanas because again, there are those types of bushes that can take full sun. And they're everywhere. They're not invasive here. They don't have this status. I know that in some regions of the world they can be invasive and they're illegal. Here, no. The government puts them in the city everywhere. They're available in flower shops. People have them. I don't think they are as spreadable here in this area, and they attract so many butterflies. It's wild. I think I'm gonna move it because this will be rose alley. I'm gonna put it in the front, maybe in full sun, or somewhere in a pot. I don't know. I want to have those butterflies, and lantanas are a sure way to get butterflies in your garden. This one was €1, so I just had to get it. And here's the other bougainvillea from the pot that I told you my best friend gave to me, and look at that magenta color. This is my favorite bougainvillea, this particular color. I don't know how she do, but yeah, she knows me well, I guess. So I'm not surprised. Now in the future we want to build a pergola here so that we can have the lantana grow on the pergola and create a little bit of shade. Here we have a white wall that reflects all of the heat, and it's just so blinding. It's horrible. It's horrifying. But yeah, what to do? We're gonna build a pergola probably this winter, a wooden pergola, and I'm gonna put plants on it, and I'm gonna have this bougainvillea grow on it so that it takes away from that white wall, which literally burned my retina this year. And I know she will do great here because she can take the heat and the sun. But yeah, this is an atrocious side of the garden heat-wise, but we're gonna deal with it. And here I have a little gazebo. We're gonna put something on top in time because that tarp will get scorched. But yeah, we're gonna film some videos there as well. So far, it doesn't have any plants on it. And here's my third tree. This is a pomelo tree. And it's the tiniest tree that I have, but already it has 2 fruit, which are ginormous. This one will not grow as tall or as fast as the other 2, but it is one of the most bushiest trees that I know. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. It has the biggest leaves, and again, it's a citrus, so it will do great here. This is an area that in the future will not get as much sun because we're planning a pergola somewhere around this area. So I thought, well, he's not growing that big. He doesn't need to shade that much anyway, so that's why I planted him here. And let me show you the best €100 vacation you'll ever have. We didn't go anywhere this year, you guys, not even to the beach. We spent €100 and we bought this mini pool, and I cannot tell you how much good it did to my mental health. You can't swim in it, but you can chill and have a drink in it, and that's the best €100 I've ever spent. Oh my gosh. So if you have this in your area or on Amazon, I've seen it on Amazon as well, and you have the space for it, do it. You will not regret it. Right, here we have another plumeria that I purchased because I've never seen anything like this. There is no tag, there's never any tag, so I don't know what type of plumeria this is, but it has big and narrow-leaved reddish pinkish blooms that have orange in them as well. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So I had to purchase it. It was €9 or something like that. It was very cheap, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Plant it in the ground or keep it in the pot. I have time. These guys can grow in the pots here as well. Everybody has them either planted either in the pot, and they're doing great. And here I have a mango tree. Initially, instead of the pomelo, I wanted to have a mango tree because mango is my favorite fruit, but people in garden centers told me that they don't do so good here inland. They do great in the coastal areas, but I'm a little bit stubborn and I thought, well, I'm just gonna try it in a pot so I can move it in the shade if it's too hot, or I can shelter it in the winter maybe if the winter temperatures are not to its liking. I want to try to grow a mango tree. And here he is, and I have to say he is in part sun, half of the day is sunny, and he did not get burned. There we go. Maybe I'm gonna be lucky, maybe he's gonna grow well, I don't know. But for now I'm gonna keep it in a pot, and if he does well, I'm gonna put it in the ground somewhere because I love mangoes. In another pot here I have another hibiscus. This is a variegated variety, flopped like nothing else. So I decided to pot it, and we'll see if it will go in the ground. But for now it's potted. It has beautiful red blooms, which we'll not see until autumn, and it has beautiful variegated leaves, as you can see. But it has very flimsy stems, unlike the other hibiscus that I will show you. This guy is a very flimsy one, and he did not like the sun at all. And here's the reason why my lemon tree got munched. Look at them. I love them. They're my babies, and hopefully we're gonna get butterflies from them soon. But I decided to save my tree and save the caterpillars as well, and I'm growing swallowtail butterflies at the moment, and it's fantastic. I love it. Right, so here's the front garden, and here I have a row of hibiscuses, or hibiscus. You guys know maybe that I love hibiscus, and I tried to grow them in pots and it didn't work out, and I'm trying to grow them here where they do actually have shade from this wall. They have sun for half a day and then it's shade, and look at them, they did not get burned. They're not in bloom now, but I will attach some photos to this footage so you see how wonderful they actually look like when they're in bloom. I hope to have a hedge of different hibiscus here, and I'm gonna have hibiscuses in pots as well. There are so many varieties for sale that I want to have them all pretty much. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like hibiscus are just so tropical and so beautiful, and me and my mom have always had tropical hibiscus in our apartments, trying to grow them, and yeah, it's just part of my childhood, I guess. And now that I live in a country which has hibiscus everywhere for cheap, I'm gonna put them in my garden and hopefully they're gonna live. Alrighty, here I have a big plumeria tree. This one, I wanted to let it grow into a tree. I'll be honest, I don't know the full color of this plumeria. It should be white with pinkish edges or veins, but in the end, I don't know. However, it is very sturdy. And if I don't like the colors, I'm just gonna graft it. And here is my second plumeria. This is a white plumeria. This one I love. It's very fragrant, has a wonderful big white flower with a yellow center. And all of these plumerias, by the way, they had burnt leaves. They lost all of the leaves they came with, and they created new leaves adapted to the full sun. And here's my pet mantis. It's not my pet, but I've had her on this tree for almost a month now, and she's been hunting insects and pests, and I just love her. Every day I come say hello. And I actually told my husband, if he ever sees a mantis in the city, in a place where it should not be, such as your office, your clothes, or your car or something, bring it home. I want more praying mantises in my garden because the situation with the grasshoppers is mental. There are so many grasshoppers, and I'm not the type to kill them or anything. I just spray them with some water to go away, but they come back. You know, I need some praying mantises in my garden, to be honest. They will come. We have a lot of praying mantises, but just in case we find a praying mantis somewhere, we're gonna bring it home. And this is a jatropha bush. This is a plant that I've seen in the city, and I took a photo and I researched it, and I found out it's a jatropha bush. Now, this is a big bush or a small tree. You can actually make it into a small tree, and it looks glorious. And I think it's gonna do great here in full sun because in the city it absolutely looks glorious. It creates these wonderful red flowers, and the leaves are actually very, very pretty as well. Mine has some burnt leaves, of course, because garden centers here shelter their flowers, but it's the only one that I found, and it was again very inexpensive, and I got it, and she will grow fast. As far as I understand, they will grow very fast and offer quite a bit of shade as well. Now, in this corner, I do plan more hibiscuses, but I need to find them. There are so many varieties, again, that I do want to have a lot of different varieties, but they're just not available yet. So I'm just saving this space. And here you can see some weeds. Goodness, the weed situation is horrible as well. Let's talk a little bit about the pebbles, shall we? And the fake grass. We are using pebbles and fake grass because grass doesn't grow here. I would have to spend my entire earnings on water to maintain grass alive here. So, you know, the next best thing is the fake grass, and it does a very good job in maintaining the sandy soil in place. One thing that the soil here does is get picked up by the wind and brought into the house or into, you know, the entrances. It's everywhere. So soil here needs to be covered by something. And the most affordable option we had were pebbles and the fake grass, and it looks pretty as well. Pretty much the weeds in the soil are something we need to tackle with on a daily basis here. So by covering it, it maintains things tidy as much as possible without having to spend a lot of money on like normal natural grass and stuff. So yeah, that's why the pebbles and the grass. But that's about it on this little tour. As you can see, work in progress, pretty bare, but I'm working on it, and yeah, I can't wait for autumn when flower shops will get full of flowers. Alrighty, here we are. Hope you've enjoyed the tour. Let me know, what are you more like excited about? What type of videos from these plants you'd be more excited about? I still have some plants that I don't have and I want to acquire. I think I told you in the narration, I want to do like a row in the back of roses. Roses are some of my all-time favorite plants. There are many plants that I don't think I can grow here, like lilies. Maybe I'll just like buy them for the season and, you know, that's it. But yeah, roses, they do okay here, even though, you know, it's a little hot in the summer. They look a little bit, but I can prune them. Here we do actually more prunings than in other places, and it's fine because they grow all the time. They never lose leaves. Then in the winter is when they look the best here, when they put on the growth. In the summer, they look a little bit sad, but if I keep on with watering and if I make sure to prune stuff, they should look okay in the summer as well. So I want to do an entire row of roses. The shops are full of roses here in the autumn. In October, it'll be full of roses, and they're fragrant and they're beautiful, and I could never buy them. I want to take you shopping this year. So those are some more plants that I want to add. But other than that, I'm just going through town and taking photos. I look like a weirdo taking photos of people's plants, but then, you know, I Google them and see what they are, because this is the best way for me to know what plants do good here. There are many plants who do good in Cyprus, but not in this area. I'm inland. Coastal climate is much different than here. Cooler in the summer, warm in the winter, and a lot more humid. Here in the middle, it's the most extreme weather. What to do? So yeah, that's the best way for me to figure out what type of plants actually even grow here. But if you have suggestions for this type of climate, do let me know in a comment and I'll see if I can find them. We don't have access to a lot of stuff that many of you probably have. We don't have variety names on our tags, but I'll do my best and see if I can find something. But yeah, that is about it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this, and yeah, expect more gardening videos soon, and of course more orchid videos as well. I'm still arranging the orchid room. Today I'm putting a carpet in. Hopefully, the old carpet that I had in the living room, hopefully that will tone down the echo there. Problem is the carpet has a lot of pink, and the Barinas really do like pink, so I might enter that room and be completely blind by the pink. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, overall, you know, I'm starting to get into the hang of things, into the workflow. I'm also planning some live streams sometimes, why not? But it's gonna take a little bit of time, and I'm trying to pace my work again. It's hard to get into the rhythm again, and I don't know what I should film next, but I hope today's video is a nice break from orchids, and it's nice to see something new. And yeah, I'm so incredibly happy to have a garden. That's my, I don't want anything in life other than a garden. It has always been my dream, and I don't know what type of luck was bestowed upon me to have this garden, which is bigger than a standard garden here, but here we are. As you could see, not a big garden, I'm kind of limited a little bit. I can only have 3 trees or something, but it is, trust me, bigger than what other people have. And I'm just so lucky that it was standard like this. Anyway, so yeah, I am looking forward to filling it up in the autumn and winter. This is when planting season is here in my area. So stay tuned for more videos. And with that said, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.